All right, we're shifting our focus to yet another story that Republic, remember, has been tracking very closely. That is the case of Mehul Choksi. And you've heard it first here. Now you're looking at those images first on Republic. These are pictures of the India and the Antigua agencies together when it comes to the entire case of Mehul Choksi. And this, again, remember, is one case where the Indian government is wanting to ensure that they leave no stone unturned to get this offender back to the country. Now, this is the Antiguan media, I believe, that has put out this image that you see there on your screens. And that is a proof, I think, for all those naysayers back here in the country who only saw politics in the entire story. But is this also Antigua that has been forced to submit, many would say, as Shavan joins us on the broadcast? Shavan, talk us through the backstory of this picture that we see there. And I think it's not a matter of if, but just about when now.
Well, as far as the Indian government is concerned, remember, the Indian government has made it a point that with regards to the extradition, a team was actually sent all the way to Antigua to basically convince the Antiguan government that there is a case against Mehul Choksi. Remember, as far as the extradition is concerned, the extradition was done on two important principles. One was the principle of reciprocity and the other was principle of dual criminality. Now, this is exactly what the Indian government has actually conveyed to the Antiguan government, also basically talking about the fact that the crime that was committed by Mehul Choksi is also a crime as far as the Antiguan law stands. They've also been talking about the Commonwealth principles. The fact is that under the Commonwealth rules, essentially there is a violation of the laws, and that is the reason why India believes that he needs to be extradited. But look at the kind of seriousness that has been attached by the Indian government as far as extraditing Mehul Choksi is concerned. The team here that we're talking about is Ambassador Manpreet Vora, who has actually gone to Antigua. We are given to understand this is the second meeting that has actually happened. This was actually the meeting that took place on 3rd of August when the team from India actually flew down to Antigua and thereafter held a meeting with the foreign minister in Antigua. Essentially, in the meeting, the discussion was about how India essentially believes that this was a massive crime that was committed by Mehul Choksi, and being a Commonwealth member, they are basically trying to convince Antigua that he should be extradited as soon as possible.
You know, that's an interesting information, Shavan, that you get for us, that the Commonwealth card now possibly could be used to get Choksi back. But this also really tells you about the intent. You know, as I think the government has again and again been reiterating that they need to get this man back. They need to get his extradition done. Now, do we have any more details as to how long this meeting was that happened on the 3rd and whose images we are putting out there on the right of our screens?
Well, as far as this particular meeting is concerned, remember, in this particular meeting, all the documents were basically handed over because Antigua all this while has been maintaining that there was no such request, that official request rather, that had come in from the Indian government, and that is the reason why no punitive action could have been taken. When we're talking about punitive action, it would essentially mean that what the Indian government essentially believes is that this is a crime that has been committed, and if you go by the Commonwealth rules, it is also a violation as far as the Commonwealth rules are concerned. And remember, they've gone at length as far as the United Nations Convention Against Corruption is concerned, and India has actually relied heavily on this particular matter.